Hello everyone, it's Robin Dudley House, the Artsy Bohemian. I'm here in my studio in Los Angeles, California, and I have the winner who won all of this wonderful stuff. The journal here, the bundle, the vintage fabric textile bundle, and this cute kit. And then one of these, you get to choose what color you want. But I wanted to just say thank you. Everybody left such sweet comments, like really heartfelt, really nice. I literally spent probably 5 hours today tallying up all of the comments and the names, and those of you who had subscribed to my online school, and those of you who have already been students, you were also entered twice. As long as you had signed up, left a comment in the YouTube area. I really want to thank you all for supporting me. It meant a lot. It was really heartfelt, really heartfelt. And it wasn't, they weren't just like regular comments, you know, like, oh, I love your journal, thank you so much for sharing, and then, you know, bye. You guys, a lot of you really took the time to just leave really amazing comments, and it was really heartfelt. And so yeah, I spent a good 5 hours reading every comment and inputting your name once or twice, depending on how many times you left a comment and subscribed. Not how many times you left a comment. One entry per comment, and then another entry if you subscribed to my newsletter in my online school. I used a random name picker from the internet, very reputable, and this is who the winner is. I took a screenshot, and it's Olivia Hernandez. So please contact me, Olivia. I will leave my email in the description, the first line of the description below this video, and we'll take it from there. I'll just give you, you'll have to give me your address and all the specifics so I can send you these goodies. You just need to let me know what color you want. If you want the ticking needle keep, this beautiful fuchsia velvet, or the chartreuse velvet needle keep. So congratulations. Just stay tuned. I have a video coming up after this, showing you how to make this adorable little kit. So I think you're gonna like it. Thanks again. Alright, so I'm going to show you how to make this cute little kit. This is the one that was part of the giveaway, and because you guys asked, there was a lot of you that wanted me to show you how to do it. I'm a people pleaser, so I'm going to show you how to do it. I've gathered all the stuff to make it so that it's all here, and a lot of it's already prepped. My camera here. Alright, so first you're going to need a paper bag, and you don't have to use a paper bag. I'm going to show you an alternative. But you know when you go to the store and you get these white kind of paper bags, I kind of pinned everything on here so I can remember where I needed to put everything, but it's just like this. It's just one of those paper bags. Probably throw it away when you get it, you know, home and you don't need the stuff. So think about, you know, saving your paper bags, and it could be any size. This one just happens to be 7.5 by, like, it's long, 7.5 by 14 or 15. But I also made one. I kind of started making another one out of junk mail. So you know, you get those flyers, like this is for the Los Angeles Times, which nobody reads anymore. They're like these things that flip out. You could use that. So I have several of them here. Now I'm kind of excited when I get my mail. I'm like, oh, I could use that. So it's these types of things you can use. The same process. You don't have to have a bag. You can even use a brown paper bag. It would be smaller, but it's the same premise. You're going to need some lace because we're going to be covering the front of the bag. I used a mixture of Tim Holtz vintage paper dolls and just scrapbook papers. These are the things that are going to go inside. I just gathered scraps in the same color palette. I'm going to be using creams, tans, off-whites, a little bit of black and grays. Very muted neutral colors. I really like that color combination. This one's similar, but I kind of got carried away and I started using colors. So I really I'm going to try to keep to this other sepia tone vintage color palette. Of course, you're going to need glues and sponges to distress. I have a little sanding block here because I'm going to sand some of the images because I like the way that looks. So I'm just going to start. I also used some music paper to cover the inside. So if you don't have music paper, you can use scrapbook paper, or you can use regular paper and then rubber stamp all over it. So just be creative, especially those of you who are new to all of this. If you don't have all the stuff, you can always use your imagination, and you can even color with coloring crayons, or you know what I mean. So use what you have. I will leave links down below if there's like for some of the Tim Holtz stuff that are things that are easy to get, and then also let you know whether some of this stuff is vintage. And you can always look on eBay or Etsy for vintage papers and laces and stuff. And I just brought a pile of laces over here, and I already made the front piece that goes on there, so that's all ready to go. I'm just going to start piling stuff on the side here. I am using some washi tapes, and you'll see what that's for. Okay, so this is I already pre-cut the paper that goes on the inside. So we'll go ahead and do that. I guess I'll show you what I did with the junk mail. This is what I did with the junk mail. So I just, most of us who've been doing this for a while have way too many scraps. So this is a great way to use up your scraps. Just start pasting down all your pieces of paper that you have. And that's kind of what I did. So I'll make another kit for that. And speaking of kits, next Tuesday, I will be showcasing 2 different types of kits that I will have available in my Etsy store, so stay tuned for that. And there will also be a project that go along with the kits that supplement them, and a couple of digital companies that I've been using. So I will show you that next Tuesday. So these are the things I'm going to be adding. So what I did was I measured, well, first of all, I kind of folded this because I didn't want that to be, it was just kind of too raggedy looking. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that down, and then what you're going to do is you're going to measure from here to here. Well, not exactly, but from like this crease here to here, and that'll be the length of your music paper, or whatever paper you decide to use. So I'm going to glue this down. Thank you guys for all your really amazing comments that you left for the giveaway. I don't know if you guys are just really kissing up or you really meant it. Just kidding. I know you meant it. I mean, you guys really left some heartfelt, kind compliments. I really appreciate it. Okay, so my glue's starting to come out. I'm going to take the pre-cut pieces of paper that I already cut here and glue them down. Whenever I do that, kind of blocks the light out. So again, you're just going to measure from here where this flap is. This is the bottom of the paper bag to the end. And if you need to trim it, you can trim it. I'm going to do this kind of quick. Now if you're going to sew the edges like I did on the first one, don't put the glue at the very edge because it might gunk up your needle on your sewing machine. So I'm just going to leave about 1 inch or 3/4 of an inch glueless. And glue this down. And then any part that's kind of sticking out, you can just trim that off. And then the paper, this music paper wasn't long enough, so I had to cut 2 pieces like that. So I have the front and the inside covered, so you can already see how it's kind of turning out. And then this part is going to be covered with another. Now what I did was I just took some, like a cracker or a cereal box, and covered it with some pretty paper, and that's going to go right here. Oh, by the way, I got this idea. I was inspired. There's lots of people that do this type of thing, but I was really inspired by Shabby Soul. That's her handle. I think her name is Susie, and she does impeccable shabby style journals and little kits. And I was really inspired by one of the kits that she had made that I had seen on Pinterest, of course. So that was my inspiration. It looks a little different, of course, but that's what I was inspired by. So I thought I would let you know that. I just want to make sure that I'm putting this on right. So this is going to be glued down, and then I'm going to sew it along here, and there'll still be a little bit of a flap here. It's going to be kind of stuffed, so I'm not sure how much you can stick in there, but this could even be a flip out like this. But I'm going to be doing it this way, the long way, like that. But you can see how this would be kind of cute for a journal if you wanted to put it inside of a journal. Okay, I'm going to glue that down. Should look at my sample just to make sure. Took me all day long, actually 2 days, just to put all the materials together to make another one of these. So yeah, I glued that down, and then I sewed it along the edges, and then I distressed it. Do that, and then I'll go sew it. Yeah, these putting together tutorials, you guys, is not a quick thing. I mean, thank goodness this is what I do for a living, is, you know, teach online classes and sell kits. And I decided to do YouTube videos just so I could get a broader audience, and it's been a great tool for me, but it's very time consuming, and I don't really get paid to do it. But I do love doing it, and I do appreciate all of you who do purchase things from me, because it does help alleviate all the time that I spend putting together these tutorials. It's different than just making something and then showing it to you. Putting a tutorial together is like putting a mini class together every week. But I do love it. I'm so grateful. I just really love doing it. I love making things, and I love sharing, so. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, I sewed it. And then I'm going to distress it and then glue the lace to the outside. Of course, you could just leave it, you know, with no lace. Let's see, there's that little pocket in there. And then we'll start decorating it. It's so fun. They're so cute. I think these would make great little gifts for someone to, you know, whether they're a creative person or, you know, they could use it for pictures if they wanted to. It would be a really interesting wedding gift. So let's see, what did I do with my, oh, here it is. Okay, I'll be right back after I distress all this. I'm going to distress the front and the back. Okay, distress the front and the back, or I should say the front and the inside. And now I'm going to take this piece of fabric that I had pre-cut. It's just some vintage lace. In fact, this is part of the giveaway that I had just done. And I'm going to glue that down with some fabric tack. Just going to make sure that this is overlapping, and there's going to be a little overage, but that's okay. I can just tear it. Great thing about fabric tack, for those of you who don't know, is that it dries quickly. And it's good for, you can use it on paper too. Okay, so that's cute, right? That goes like that. See? And I think I'm going to leave that overage. I like that. Some of the glue kind of. Now, just going to start adding layers, which I have pre-cut and go like that. And the front is made a sweet little little puffy thing here with some vintage lace, same like I did here. And it's just coffee dyed trim layered with some vintage eyelet trim, and then some tatted flowers and a little ribbon, rose. Did I think I already glued all those down, yeah. And I just hot glued them down. I had hand sewn these though. And I am putting on top of it something that's a little bit different than what I did here. I made a little bag with some lace on it right here. So this is a Tim Holtz paper doll, and there's a lace pocket here that I just attached to. This is, I don't even know where I got this. This is really old from scrapbooking, but I attached it to a glassine bag so you can stick stuff in there. So there's kind of a double pocket, so you can put something like this in there, and then this, and I think I'm going to put her over here. And I was kind of thinking of doing this on the outside, either like that, or I might do it like what I did with the original, like this. So if you have this type of thing, you could just, put your own together. Like I said, I'll put a link down for some of the paper dolls from Tim Holtz. And this is just a glassine bag, like a small one. Actually, I think I made that from parchment paper, but you can get them. They're like, like these. I think I got this from In-N-Out. Okay, so that's the front. I'm not going to stick it down because it's going to be a little bit too bulky. Then the inside, I already glued this down, and I'm going to put, this is something I'd already made ahead of time. I just made a faux rubber, a faux postcard. I stamped some images on some paper, and then distressed it, and then glued it to some cardboard, and rubber stamped it. Put a real stamp here from I don't even know where this is, from China, from Hong Kong. And then I stamped a New York canceling stamp on there, and then I sewed around it. So this is going to be here, and this will be glued down. I think that's what I did. Yeah, and then you can stuff things under there. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that down. It's kind of like a flap. And if you wanted to, you could do it on both sides and then just stick things in there. I might wind up doing that. I'm not sure. So like you could take things like this and stick it in here if you closed it up. That way you could have like pockets on either side. So we'll just go ahead and stick that down first. And then there's going to be two more flaps, one on this side and then one on this side. And this is just, now this is just you decorating, but you can copy what I'm doing here and just follow along. So one of the things that I noticed that Shabby Soul had used was one of the Tim Holtz, let's see, what are these called? I have the name and I have the die somewhere. I'll find it in a minute. But it's a Tim Holtz die, and it has these little slits in it, and then it also has this cute little tag. So I positioned it so the number was showing here. It's from an old, music paper. So I might go ahead and distress it a little bit. I didn't really want to distress this a whole lot. I kind of wanted it to look just a little worn, but not too much. The whole look of the piece. and then you glue this down to the flap, and then you can insert things inside these cute little slats. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I don't know, I think I had kind of had a couple of options here. I was thinking of doing it on like this, and then this would open like that. I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. First though, I think I'm going to put some lace down here. So I'm going to glue do that. I glue some lace down here. I kind of put it off like that. And put this on top. It looks like that. Then I thought this was the back of some packaging, and I thought this might look kind of cute. Only thing is you can see it on that side for the flap part. So I have some pieces here that I might just glue to the back of that, because I don't think I want to use this as a flap. I had thought I was going to do like a pink and a blue cream theme, but I'm going to keep that for something else. I'm not going to do that one. So I have to make sure that this will fit. Put this away. This will go like this. I think I'm going to cut it off a little bit. Okay, so I cut it down to the size I want, and I'm going to just glue some scraps that I had here. You know how those of you who've been doing this for a while, you just might be making a junk journal and you put things together and you cut things out and you make little pockets, and then they don't work out. And so you probably have lots of scraps like that, like I do, of pieces that might have not worked out for one particular journal. And so I just went through all of my bags of scraps and grabbed the colors that I was using. I know some of you ask questions sometimes about how to choose colors, and I think a rule of thumb is to stick with the colors that you like, first of all, and don't go over 3 to 5 colors in any particular piece that you're working on. You can use different hues and different values and shades of the color, but try to stick to a color palette that is pleasing to you and that is, you know, not 10 different colors. It's just it's easier for the eye to see what you are doing. It's more pleasing to the eye. and is not as confusing. So I've been eating just a low carb diet, and I feel so much better. I don't know about you guys, but as I've gotten older, I don't think I've ever been able to handle carbohydrates that much anyway. But now that, man, it just makes a huge difference. I feel so much more energetic not eating carbs. Basically, no bread or pasta or anything like that. And even if I did eat it, I would hardly eat any, and it still would affect me. Just being lethargic and sick, kind of nauseous. So let me know if you guys do that too. We're on a low carb diet. I don't even really like calling it a diet, more like just a way of eating now. It's way easier too. You just have to prepare things ahead of time to know and have things ready so you don't slip back into old ways. No sugar either. So these were just pieces that I had used, painted with gesso, and I had them in one of the many, many bags of scraps that I have. And like I said, I just grabbed pieces that in the color palette that I am working on. I tend to love the neutral colors like this, and the shabby and the lace and all that, but I also have a soft spot for vibrant colors and kind of like Mexican folk art, Day of the Dead types of colors, really bright. You know, sometimes bohemian can mean lots of different things, so it doesn't always necessarily mean bright. Okay, so that's the back. This is going to be the front. I kind of like this for the front. Maybe I'll do that instead. I think that's what I will do. And now what you're going to do is you're going to make a flap here so that it opens. I might just distress this a little bit. So you can make a flap with paper, or you can just take a piece of washi tape and make a flap. You're going to want to go like this. Put some glue on the back, a strip of glue on the back. And just only put half of the washi tape down. I'm gonna put like right about there, so it looks like this. And I'm gonna fold it and then glue this part down to the center section here. Even though washi tape has a little bit of a sticky on it, it's not very sticky. It doesn't have any longevity. It'll come undone. Just kind of ripped the excess washi off. I should have cut it off. Go like that. So we have that flap, and then we're going to do a flap right here. And that is going to be one of those little bags that I showed you earlier. Like this. That's going to go here. So you're going to have a flap here here, and here. This is going to open up. And I think I'm going to leave that. So I'm going to do the same here with the washi tape. And I think I'm going to put it on the outside on this one. And I might even put a piece of washi tape on the outside here just for some decoration. But a lot of this is going to be covered up because there's going to be layers of things. So one other thing I forgot is if you wanted to, you could rubber stamp here. It's a little bit too late for me to do that. But on the original one, I had put this is a rub-on. It's a really long one, and I really like the way that looks. I might go see if I have a bigger one in my stash and add that before I go any further. Oops. Uh-oh, how'd that get? Oh, man, I got stuck right in there. So I think I'll look for a rub-on before I glue this down. Okay, instead of a rub-on, I'm going to use the Tim Holtz Ideology collage paper. You can use napkins if you wanted to, or you could use tissue paper, or even like a really thin wrapping paper. That might not work as well, but those are some other things you can use if you don't have this or any of the rub-on. So I am going to use, I think, that right there. I like that. So the best way to do this is to take a watercolor pencil or a brush, and I'm just using this one. It already has water in it, and just go around the edges where you want to tear it, and then tear it off, because it gives it that nice torn deckled edge. So I'll tear that, and then I'm just going to glue it down. You could use Mod Podge, but I don't want to wait for it to dry, so I'm going to use just a regular glue, dry glue stick. Not hot glue gun, but dry glue stick. And this paintbrush has water in the barrel, so it's nice and efficient. And so I'm going to do one here. I think I'm going to do one here, and I might tear some of this off. So I might do one here, and then maybe one of these pretty flowers. One side is a little bit waxy, so I'm doing it on the non-waxy side. And oh, I like the fern. Maybe I'll do a fern here. Okay, so let's see where I'm gonna place these. This one's kind of wet. So this one gotta be covered up. Oh yeah, this might be covered up here. I'll do this here. Trying to place these so I know they're gonna show, but because I want to make sure that this is, see, this is gonna go here, and then I'm gonna have a few doodads on this side. I was thinking of putting a piece of lace somewhere, but I might do that later. Not sure if this might be good here. It's still kind of wet, so I have to wait for it to dry. I have a glue stick here. Somewhere. I don't have much space on my table to put all this stuff. So I'm going to gently put this glue stick onto the tissue. Make sure you get all the edges, and then I'm gonna stick it down here. This is just some scratch paper over here that I'm gluing it so that I can make sure I go over the edges. And pick it up with the glue stick. Start from the middle and then press it out. And some of this extra paper, I'm just going to tear it off. I just do the burn. Okay, so now I'm going to glue down this flap here for the bag, the little bag. And I'm going to glue this on there. The washi tape, I want it to show, so I'm gonna put it on the front. Just half of it. And then this will just go like that. I think what I'll do also is I'll put another piece on this side. And then glue just the edge so it flaps open. Like this. So there we go. We have those flaps on there. And now we're just going to decorate. So here's the Tim Holtz die, and this is what it looks like. I don't even know if these are sold anymore, but it's called a stitched slots. Most of you probably already have this. So the idea is that you're going to glue down the bottom and just the sides, and then that way you have all these slots open for you to put things inside of. Just make sure that, so you're not going to glue those slots down, just the bottom and the edges. That side and then this side. And I have some paper clips that I made. I have a little bit of some goodies in here to add to parts of this. Just making sure this is all glued down and dry first. So I'll grab some things and then glue them down. This is a little envelope, a faux envelope that I made, and I'll show you how to make that. Okay, so I'm just kind of playing around with different things. I had grabbed a pile of pieces of tickets and laces and some Tim Holtz, like this butterfly, and I had cut out some tags. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start layering it in a pleasing manner. I kind of started already, and I'm going to show you how to make a cute paper clip. So one of them is, so what I did was I just added this underneath here as part of the kit, and I like the way that looks. So when you're putting together things like this, think of the packaging and how pleasing it is to the eye. Just don't stuff a bunch of stuff down and hope it looks good. And then here what I did was, I haven't glued this down, but this is just a tag that had this other tag on it, and I took a flower, just, you know, like those, they're not hard to find. You can find them in the floral section of hobby stores usually, and you can just take a clothespin These are some that I had rested, and add the rose to it. So I'm just stuffing the leaves behind, and then I'm going to glue that down, and you have an instant paper clip. So that's what I did for this one. And like I said, you're just going to glue this down, glue it with some fabric tack. Just going to let that sit. And it's fairly flat. You don't want it too bulky if it's going to be going inside of something like here. So I believe these were digital images I got a while back from Scrappy Dappy Doodah. I believe she has a store. I'll double check and leave a link down below. They're kind of faded looking, and I just cut them out. They come like this. I cut it out, except this one had like this extra tab on it. And then I distressed it, and then you can take and add the paper clip to the end. Make sure you have this part showing so that you can actually paper clip it to something. And I'm going to go ahead and glue that down. I haven't glued it because I wanted to show you. You can glue it with hot glue if you want. So many people have really cute ideas for paper clips, so just Google it, or search for it in the search area of YouTube if you want to know more about making cute paper clips. And then I have this little envelope that I kind of made just with the piece of paper. Lori Girl on the Ridge does these all the time, and they're just so fun and easy to make. So I'm going to stick that in here like that. And even though this isn't done gluing, so see how cute that looks? Make sure that's going to stay down. And then you can just start putting things in here. This is a tag I made. This is from I don't even know if this company's still around. This is from a digital download that I bought several years back. Just going to make sure that this is glued properly. So that's going to go there. And then you can take more tags. I don't think, oh, I cut one here. So this is how this works. So you can stick things in here. Well, that one's too big. But I'm going to get some paper dolls, Tim Holtz paper dolls and flowers, and stick them in there. This could go here. This is just a tag I made using the same digital images from this gal. Just waiting for that to dry. And I cut it out and just put some twine. And then I thought this would look kind of cute here. I'm not gonna, this is supposed to be kind of a kit, so everything's loose so you can take it out and use it. So I use those takeout containers that you can get, you know, from to go. And they're great because they stack easily, and you can use them for things like this. So see, these need to be a little bit on the small side. I probably shouldn't have glued this. I don't think I glued this down on the original. Yeah, I didn't. Boo-boo. I made a boo-boo. So I might just have to make it look a little bit pretty instead of using it as a place to put things. But I could use the little dolls, paper dolls. So I'm going to glue these down. think I'm going to keep the butterfly also as like a tuck, so I can put little tags in there too. Just glue on the edges. I'm not sure if the camera cut off, but I'm just trying to keep the colors here neutral and not add too much color. I think my camera had turned off when I was filming one part, so, but you didn't miss much. I was just placing everything down. So I'm gonna show you another paper clip. All of these can be kind of tucked in here. These little tags. And I thought this would be cute here. Maybe. Oh yeah, I thought I might put this somewhere. Not sure if I like those there. I'll add it to this. It's just a white applique. And I'm not gluing it to the paper, I mean down here. It's just to the envelope. So I have all these little envelopes. Oh, here's the one I was going to use. So when you make these little pieces of paper, they're literally just like, let's see if I can, well, you just take a strip of paper and then you just fold it in thirds, and then you cut this end here to make it look like an envelope. That's not my idea. That's a Lori girl on the ridge. She's the one, I think she's the one that came up with that. So I'm just gonna glue that down together like that. And I'll be putting something on the front. That. And let's see. Maybe what I'll put on there. These are things I can stick up here. Just kind of playing with stuff. Maybe I'll put one of these little things in here. Nope, I know what I'll do. I'll put this. That. So all of this will be loose and just pinned down with this paper clip. And this opens, and I'm going to put another envelope there that will have goodies in it like the original one. And I think that's about it. I mean, you can keep adding and adding and adding to this. I'm going to add more stuff to put in here. Like, I don't know, I had made all of these. These are just things I had made in the past, so I thought I would add them. They're die cuts. Like this is a die cut. This is a tag that I had embossed. So all of these would be nice to put inside of a kit, and then whoever gets the kit would be able to use it for their own work. Here's another one of my paper clips that could go here. So I'm not sure I would add that, but I think you kind of get the idea, and it's just so cute when it's done. You have all these layers. It's fairly easy to put together. It is time consuming because, you know, if you're picky like me and just keep looking at things and trying to figure out what the best thing is to put down, but I am going to just add the front like this. That's kind of bulky, and it would go like this, and you can add this. There's some little charms on here that I added to this, and then we're done. So this might go for sale. I might put this up for sale next week when I do my next Tuesday tutorial. I might have a couple, I'm not sure, but eventually I'll probably will sell it, and it'll have more things in it, but I just think it's so fun and cute. So I hope you enjoyed that, and remember, if you want to take an online class with me and learn how to make a junk journal, like the one that I showed you that I did a giveaway on, I'll leave a link down below. And I will see you next Tuesday. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.